right, you guys, welcome back to another episode of The Common Theory. And yes, it is 2025. What is up, y'all? This is going to be our first episode. But of course, the introductions. I'm your host, always, Gator, along with my two great co-hosts, Rohan and Franklin. How you guys doing?
Good, man. Yeah, doing well. New Year's has been treating me well. I feel like it's like coming off all the holidays and stuff, feeling a little sluggish. Ate a lot of food, but getting back into it, getting back to work and all of that this week. So yeah, excited for a whole new year of Magic and Pauper and cool new shit. Feeling good, man. Kunx, how about you?
I'm doing super great. I just picked up all of most of the 60 card stuff that I picked up for Mono Red Dredge over at Cool Stuff because they're like down the street from me. But yeah, I'm excited to start playing 60 card Dredge, playing a whole bunch more Pauper because already in like the first 4 days I already played like 5 games. So 1 game a day. I think we're pretty good on that.
How's that list treating you? Curious.
I haven't put it together yet. I'm still missing like a couple of Faces
Okay.
Lootings and a small little things
Just,
here and there just to finish out the list.
Just hit me up when you realize that it's Cope.
Oh, it's fine. Look, as long as they get to do the play pattern of Faceless Looting, bring back 3 sneaky snackers, sack all the sneaky snackers for Dread Return back Lotless Giant, I think I'll be happy.
Oh, Mr. Moneybags, you can afford 4 Faithless Lootings in this economy?
Yeah, because I'm not buying the Japanese ones.
Wow. So someone's kids didn't get Christmas presents.
Oh man, no. Like, oh man, I wish. I didn't even get socks this year. I just got shirts.
That is one. You guys are too wild, man. It's New Year. You guys got too much energy already.
How about you, Chris? How you doing?
Dude, man, I've been great. New Year's been good. I've been working out. I'm super sore, dude. Like my freaking shoulders are like on fire.
I'll be joining you on Monday.
Yeah.
I am hurting to say the least, but I'm very excited to talk this prediction video, you guys. Like this is something I've been wanting to do, and now with the new year, you guys are here with me. We finally get to do something like this. So, of course, you guys are going to hear it first from the #1 CPDH podcast. We're going to hit you with what we think is going to be sick of this upcoming year. But with that said, Rohan, what set is coming? Like, what's new and up and coming, man? Hit us with it.
So the next set that we have on the horizon is Innistrad Remastered, which is the new remastered with new art version of the whole Innistrad block, which we're hoping to see a bunch of downshifts. We haven't seen much yet. Wizards hasn't teased a whole lot, but the one thing they have teased is a very spicy Thraben Inspector, looking quite beautiful. You'll see it up on the screen here. Yep. But yeah, I've got a little short list of the cards that I would like to see downshifted to. I didn't look at the commanders yet. I feel like that's like very out in the open, but there's a lot of uncommons that I feel like would be right at home at common.
Yeah, and I know if for Ravnica Remastered, they downshifted a couple of cards in there. Like, Judge's Familiar got downshifted. Isn't that when we got Glitter? No, Glitter. Oh, that Glitter.
No, that was
Commander Masters.
Commander Masters. Yeah, that was Commander Masters. Yep.
I think the Master sets is when we're going to see the really spicy downshifts. But hopefully we'll get a few things. I think there are some really cool cards that we can that I think fit right now. There's a few that are like a given, I think, and then a few that would be really cool to have. So I'll just go through a few cards in Wooburg order, starting with white here. And I'll read them out, and maybe you guys can give me your thoughts. I know, Kunx, you mentioned this before when we were talking earlier. In white, Intangible Virtue.
I love that. I would love to have another Anthem for Gut Leader.
I think it might be too strong, dude.
So let me read it to the people here real quick.
Yes.
It's an enchantment. It's 2 mana. It's 1 colorless, 1 white. It says creature tokens you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance. That last part, I didn't remember the vigilance part. I was just like, it's just another +1/+1 Anthem. And then Chris was like, You get Vigilance. I was like, oh, for 2 mana.
Yeah, that's why I got banned and block constructed.
Dude, could you imagine Battle Screech and 60 card with that in play? Would be just bonkers. But also too, like Gut Leader, like Franklin was saying too, like my skeletons can block now. Like obviously they come in.
Yeah, no, we have 7/4 skeletons with Vigilance and Menace.
Yeah, they come in tapped and attacking for sure, right? But
Hero Parents, guys.
Yes, like that would.
Look, man, they don't need any more help than they have already.
Oh man, that would be just so funny. All right, next one. We're going too far at the table.
Yeah. All right. So the next one I think is very, very legit. Valor Stance. It's a 2 mana instant, 1 white, 1 colorless. It says choose one. Target creature gains indestructible until end of turn, or destroy target creature with toughness of 4 or greater. We already have
something evil.
Destroy target. Destroy evil. We already have destroy evil, right? So like, I feel like this is just another one of those, but slightly different. Instead of destroying enchantments, you get a protection spell.
Oh, you know what? That is weird that one isn't downshifted to common.
Right?
Already.
I feel like this is a no-brainer one.
That one was super important during the era because that card killed Titans. So that card saw a ton of play.
Yeah. It's a sick card. It's really good. All right. Next on my list here is sorcery called Sunset Revelry. I don't remember this one. It's pretty interesting. It's 2 mana. It's 1 white, 1 colorless. It says if an opponent has more life than you, gain 4 life. If an opponent controls more creatures than you, create 2 1/1 white human creature tokens. And if an opponent has more cards in hand than you, draw a card. So it's just like a bunch of value, little bits of value, but all in one card at once. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's not game breaking, but I feel like it's nice for white to have.
Yeah, it's a lot of incremental value.
Incremental value, yep.
Yeah.
I've also got Cathar's Call on here. It's an aura for 2 colorless and 1 white. It says enchanted creature has vigilance, and at the beginning of your end step, create a 1/1 white human creature token. Also, once again, just value. So there's a lot of these like uncommon value engines that are just like little bits of value, like get a 1/1 every turn, or get a investigate every turn, something like that are in this block that I feel like kind of would just be cool to have. It's just like, we don't have Ristic and Mystic and these other big value engines. We don't have Smothering Tithe, but I feel like these could be maybe in that spot, fill that kind of void.
Totally agree.
Yep. And the last one white card that I thought was really spicy is Fiend Hunter.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Boy.
If I would happen. This probably won't happen. But it's 3 mana, 1 colorless, 2 white pips. It's for a 1/3 human cleric. It says when Fiend Hunter enters the battlefield, you may exile another target creature. When it leaves the battlefield, return the exile card to the battlefield under its owner's control. Abdel combo piece.
Yeah, it would make Abdel actually playable.
Well, it's also worded the old school way as well as Oblivion Ring.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just exile.com. So you could stack those triggers and just destroy your opponent's field with
and it doesn't return at the end step. It returns right away.
Yeah, just gone.
Yeah.
Card's
such a sick card. Does cool things with Ashnod's Altar. Yeah, it's neat. All right, so then going into blue, at the top of my list, I've got. So there's a lot of cards in blue that are played that will never make it. Never make it down to common, like Curiosity, Essence Flux. But Invisible Stalker probably breaks Boggles. It's 2 mana, 1/1, 1 colorless, 1 blue for hexproof unblockable. Not that impressive in our format, but probably really good in 60 card. Probably too good. Pretty cool though.
Maybe, but I would not be surprised if it got downshifted to common.
Yeah.
That card was busted in its heyday.
Yeah.
Busted. It was
in limited.
Rude Chancer's Pike. That thing. They were done.
Insane. Yeah, that was Ristle Rail would greatly appreciate it.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, there was a standard mono blue deck that used that with Delver and then Rude Chancer's Pike. So you had like your Delver and your beaters, but that standard also had Ponder. So, you know.
Real good. All right, next on the list, Thirst for Discovery. This is shocking that it's not a common. It is a 3-mana, 2 colorless, and 1 blue for an instant that says draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard a basic land. So compulsive research, but instant speed, but you can't target your opponent. Seems like an easy shift, I feel.
Yep. Yeah, I completely agree.
Yep. Then next, something interesting that we've probably forgotten about is a little creature called the Arid Wall Illuminator. It is a 2-mana, 1 colorless, 1 blue for a spirit, 1/3 with flying. It says whenever you investigate for the first time each turn, investigate an additional time. It's not incredible, but it's pretty sick in like an Artifact Matters deck where you want things like Affinity, and just like giving you things to crack and draw cards. It's a little mini engine.
Do we have a commander that investigates?
Investigating commander? I'm sure there's creatures that are out there, but just they're terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard one.
Because the only ones I can think of is just the 2 inspectors. Was it hard?
Oh, no, we have a ton. No, we have a lot of cards that investigate like overall, just generally.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
All right, next on the list. Oh man, this would be sick. I would love this. Fading Hope. So 1 blue pip for an instant that says return target creature to its owner's hand. If its mana value is 3 or less, scry 1.
Oh, yeah. No, that's super nice.
It doesn't seem great, but that scry 1 on the 1 mana for a bounce is pretty sick, I feel. Yeah. Pretty nice. And then I also have Trail of Evidence, which is another one of these like sort of engine type cards that I was talking about before. 3 mana for enchantment, 2 colorless, 1 blue. It says whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, investigate. That is sick. That is really cool.
I would say it pushes Malcolm over the top, but it actually doesn't.
It does. It's so good with the artifact pingers, but it's not like your artifact pingers are going to be like, they don't really last on the table very long.
Yeah.
Like you play them when you're going to win, or you play them when you have nothing else going on. I got nothing. Yeah, I got no hand. I got nothing on the board. My Ingenious Artillerist isn't doing anything because I can't do anything. And they let it live.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it's probably just helps that's a Healy ride for the month that might be legal in TPI.
Yeah, I mean, investigating does come with a cost, though, right? It's 2 mana. Like that is not. You're not going to untap and draw 4 cards and tap yourself out every turn, right? Like you really have to be cautious about what you're doing. So I can dig it.
I think that card's actually really sick. Once again, it's like these engines that are like these little. It's like our mini Ristic study kind of thing, right?
Yeah, totally agree.
All right, so that's what I got in for blue. Black. All right, we got some stuff here. Number 1 on the list. Infernal Grasp. It probably won't happen, but it's sick. No, but maybe, we have Cast Down. This, it's not that far, and it's certainly not broken in 60 card. It's literally worse Cast Down in 60 cards, so it doesn't break that. It really only matters for Pauper EDH, so I think it's fair, honestly.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, I think that would be sick. Next, there may be some thoughts on this. Morbid Opportunist. You guys probably know what this is, but it's if you forgot. 3 mana, 2 colorless, and 1 black for a 1/3 human rogue. It says whenever 1 or more creatures die, draw a card. The ability only triggers once per turn. Womp womp.
I think in like the 99, it's really good. As a commander, it's where it is.
As a commander, I think it's wacky. But this card, it's funny. It's weird, right? Because in competitive, you're like, all right, you're drawing 1 card, extra card per turn.
No,
3 mana. Turn. Yeah, that's true. In Pauper, it matters. In regular EDH, it's still pretty good. This sees a lot of play in regular EDH, right? Yeah. It's just like normal casual EDH.
It'd be pretty busted if we could play it in our 99, right? Could you imagine it in White Black Abdel or Severus or any of these sack commanders? You're just sack my token on your turn, sack my other token on your turn, sack this one on your turn.
No, it'd actually be a good value engine.
Yeah, it'd be pretty.
In the 99.
It would be gross. Yep. Yeah. That's what I mean in the 99, right? Because you would, and being 3 mana is actually pretty gas, right? Because you could do your Fiend, all your Feign Death effects throughout their turns.
Mm-hmm.
So Yeah, I dig it.
It would be
I
nuts.
like it.
I would like that. Next one up is black, but it's got white in it. It's Unburial Rites. So it's sorcery for 4 colorless and 1 black. It's pretty thick. It says return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield, but it's got flashback for 3 colorless and 1 white.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be super busted, and then you reminded me that we have Dread Return.
Yeah, we have Dread Return, we have Exhume, we have Jolted Awake, we have a bunch of stuff that is pretty strong. That's like, and as far as like breaking 60 card, I don't even think it would see play.
No, yeah, because it's actually more costed late to dinner.
Honestly, I don't even know if it would see play.
Well, it's the same as late to dinner. It's 4 mana in the yard.
It's 5 and then
it's 5 mana.
Yeah, but you're not paying you're faithless looting that card. You're not trying to. You're doing the same thing you did in standard, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it would see play in certain very specific CPDH decks, but
I think it sees almost no play. That's the problem.
Sees almost no play. Yeah.
I would say it sees almost no play because like
Black-White Reanimator.
You name a Orzhov deck off the top of your
Graveyard
head.
Matters Orzhov deck.
Yeah, Guild
Maybe not yet.
Like, it would be great in Abdel Black, right? But like,
yeah, that's literally what I said.
It. Yeah, like
and that is why I think it's like fair to request that. Next up, Undead Butler. It is a 2 mana, 1 colorless, 1 black, zombie 1/2. It says when Undead Butler enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards. When Undead Butler dies, you may exile it. When you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So it's just like a little tiny value engine. Mills you some cards. I feel like it's very similar to a lot of cards we already have, like Rumble Belt, Maka, and some other these things. Yeah, I think it's good.
I dig it. Not? Yep, I agree.
Cool. And then lastly, I've got Ghoulish Possession. Once again, talking about these value and tiny value engines, right? It's an enchantment for 1 colorless, 1 black. It says whenever 1 or more non-token creatures die, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. Decayed means it can't block. When it attacks you, sacrifice at the end of combat. This ability only triggers once each turn. So it's pretty good. I mean, it triggers on all your opponent's turns too. So if you're able to like kill something every turn, there's combat happening, you're getting a bunch of zombies. But I don't know. I feel like it's good, but maybe not too good. Maybe it's
kind of funny that you can know exactly when these cards were printed just from hearing once per turn.
Yeah. And I feel like that's what makes them like fair-ish, but it's
because those were printed back in, when was a Midnight Hunt and Crimson Vow? 2022, right? Yeah, it's already 2025. I think it's a print that's really common.
Yeah, I think this would be an awesome card. I really like it in something like Gut Black, like Gut Throne. Would be cool. Any deck that's like forcing combat. And anything with like a ton of like trying to like the black control decks, like even like Conrad.
Yeah, I think Service Leader would like it too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool. All right, let's check out for black. Red. I'll try and get through this a little faster. So red, there's not a lot, guys. The cards that were like really good uncommons have already been downshifted, like Thermal Alchemist, and Lightning Axe, right? But there are a few. Cathartic Pyre is an awesome card. I would love to see play.
That would be amazing.
2 mana instant, 1 colorless, 1 red. It says choose one. Either it deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Planeswalker part's irrelevant. And then the other part is discard up to 2 cards and draw that many cards. So, yeah. It's just like...
so it's a braid, but it's a throw. So it's a
throw
exactly. Braid.
Yeah. That's awesome. I feel like it's in the vein of the cards that Wizards have been printing for red. So it kind of makes sense. It is a little pushed, I admit.
Actually, no, not anymore. It's 2025. I think it's totally balanced.
I mean, we have what is the one that says like draw 2, the thrill that's draw 2, discard 2, everyone takes 2 damage. Your opponent takes 2 damage.
Grab the prize?
Grab the prize. We have grab the prize.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is totally fair.
Yeah.
This is modal. And discard is not an additional cost.
That's what I'm saying.
Which,
all right.
depending on where it is, it's either good or bad.
Yeah. All right. Next, Play with Fire. Probably not going to get downshifted. It is a better shock. One red instant says it deals 2 damage to any target. If a player is dealt this damage, scry 1, so it's just a push shock. They probably won't downshift this, but I'd like to see it happen.
We've seen wackier stuff. They printed Bolt Wave.
That's true. All right, another one. Lunar Frenzy. This is interesting. It's spicy. It's probably not good, but it's cool. X and a red instant. Target creature you control gets +X+0, gains first strike and trample until end of turn.
Man, all of the Zada players will be super happy.
Just eat someone. Yeah, exactly. It's like the sickest Zada card ever. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be dope.
Very good.
Yeah. All right. Then we've got, this is cool. Curse of the Nightly Hunt. Give us some curses. 3 mana, 2 colorless and 1 red for an enchantment or a curse. Enchant player. Creatures enchanted player controls attack each turn of Fable. It's like not that good, but it's still pretty cool because it's like good in the right place.
Oh, you know what?
It's good. I like it.
I think that's good enough for like all the Carter players that want to bring it back.
I mean, it's good for like all the super aggressive strategies. I think it's good for like depending on the kind of gut you're playing. I think it's pretty cool. Like I think for gut throne, that would be sick.
Oh, you know what? No, you play you play it in not Abdel, Arabella.
Oh yeah.
Just to get a free swing at that player.
Awesome.
Like I don't care if I take damage. I'm going to get it all back.
Yeah, and you leave all your 1/1s or whatever 1/3s and stuff. You leave them up, right? You don't need to attack with them because you're in the table with everybody.
Yeah, that or like you target a control player.
No one's going to attack you because you got a wall. Boom. Yeah.
Yeah, that or was it you target a control player who really doesn't want to swing like any of their creatures and be like,
yep.
Nah, we'll force it to do it.
All right, and I got one more red card for you guys. Gibbering Fiend. 2 mana, 1 colorless and a red. For a 2/1 devil, it says when Gibbering Fiend enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Then has Delirium at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep. If there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, Gibbering Fiend deals 1 damage to that player. So it's just like a little pinger.
Good. Yep.
Pretty cool.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
Yeah, could be cool in the right deck. All right. And now we're going to green. There are, once again, there's actually not a ton in green. There's a bunch of stuff that either has been already downshifted or we'll probably never see because they are werewolf night day cards. And I highly doubt there's a getting shifted.
Yeah, they're not downshifting those cards.
No way. I think at the top of my list, I've got Crawling Sensation. It's a 3-mana enchantment, 2 colorless, 1 green. For enchantment that says at the beginning of your upkeep, you may put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. So mill 2. Then whenever 1 or more land cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere for the first time each turn, put a 1/1 green insect creature token onto the battlefield.
Wait, that got downshifted.
Oh, it did. Never mind then. Wait, no. Are you thinking about crawling? Are you thinking about crawling?
Wait, you said infestation.
No, I'm talking about crawling sensation. They're slightly different.
Oh, yes. It's a play on words. One is lands and one is creatures. The one that got downshifted is creatures.
Right. They didn't downshift the lands one.
Yeah.
Right. Which is wacky. Just do it.
Yeah. They're literally worded identically and they have the same first name.
Right. Yeah.
You always mess them up.
They should just dash it.
Yes. It should just be like an auto include. Yeah.
That's just weird.
Yeah.
Don't understand.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Weird. Here's another one. Ulvenwald.
Hey there, everyone. Editor Kunx here. So during this little bit where we're talking about Ulvenwald Mysteries, we did not know that it already got printed as an uncommon in Innistrad Remastered. So that's our mistake. I hope you still enjoyed the little segment and enjoyed the rest of the show.
Mysteries, another engine. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, investigate. Whenever you sacrifice a clue, put a 1/1 white human soldier creature token onto the battlefield. I think that's awesome because it's great in aristocrat sacrifice strategies, so like green-black decks. Also really great just for green to have some extra card draw. If you want to play like mono green doesn't really exist in our format, maybe this helps.
Yep. Agreed.
Yep.
Actually, yeah, it gives it some extra fodder for like Aranistry, Scarlet's Thrynax.
Yep.
And I don't know, adds some extra blockers for whenever you go in for like a Broodling.
Yep.
I keep wanting to say
Basking
Brood
Scale.
Scale.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, that is right. You got it right this time.
Thank God.
Here's one. Here's one for the green-black sack decks, like Cerberus. Spider spawning. I don't know if it's good, but maybe.
No, I bought the event deck with it.
Okay, yeah. It's a 5-mana sorcery, 4 colorless, 1 green. It says put a 1/2 green spider creature token with reach onto the battlefield for each creature in your graveyard. Already pretty good. Then flashback, 6 colorless and 1 black.
Yeah, that card was broken.
That's broken. That's it.
It was broken. Like in standard, that card saw play, and it was absolutely busted. So
yeah, what's funny is that I don't even know if it would see play in 60 card.
The way it was used was you would just like loot your graveyard, and then you would set yourself up for an Unburial Riding, a Craterhoof Behemoth, and you use that to load the field.
Yeah, that's sick.
So yeah. It was 4 color like Huntmaster of the Fells. You would just end up getting all your little bodies, and then you just kept making your yard bigger.
That's cool. Without the overrun though, it's not that broken.
Yeah, but I mean, it's fair. It was broken in standard. It was gross.
Makes sense. All right, here's another green one. Dryad's Reversal. It's a sorcery, 2 colorless and a green. Says return target card from your graveyard to your hand, kind of like a Pulsar Marasa, but flashback 4 colorless and a green, and it's not instant speed sorcery, so unlike Pulse.
I dig it.
Just like a recursion in green seems good, right? Some more once again more card advantage for green.
We already have Lord's Repossession.
This one's Cope, but I like it because it's a cool card. Brambleworm, 6 colorless and a green for worm with reach and trample. When Brambleworm enters the battlefield, you gain 5 life. It has an activated ability for 2 colorless and a green. Exile Brambleworm from your graveyard, gain 5 life. Like, it's not that good, but it's.
I thought you were going that was going to be downshifted because it just sees 0 play.
I thought you were going to tell me it was like Bone Worm or something.
Oh man!
All right, artifacts. Top of the list. It will never happen, but we'll see. Mood Silver Key. Probably know this one already. 2 colorless artifact. It says for activated ability, 1 tap it. Sacrifice Mood Silver Key. Search your library for an artifact card with a mana ability or a basic land card. Reveal it. Put it into your hand. Then shuffle. Yes, this does find you Ashnod's Altar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I would love it, dude. I really think they should. I know they won't, but like, we need to find Ashnod's.
I mean, that smooths out so many decks.
Yes.
I mean, all blue decks have 2 ways to find Ashnod's now with either Dizzy Spell or Drift.
Yeah, I mean,
Silver's 2 mana, so you can tutor
with Muddle or Drift.
No, but it helps for black decks, right? Because you have Shred to get Moon and Moon to get Nods. Ashnod's.
It's amazing for black decks. It's also really good for like the any of like the Gruul combo decks, that are trying to do like creature looping stuff. Could be really sick for like persist combos and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, pretty cool. All right, next I got Mask of Avacyn. It's an equipment, 2 colorless. Equip creature gets +1/+2 and has hexproof. The equip cost is 3 colorless. Once again, it's not insane. It's not broken, and we don't have a ton of Voltron strategies, but it does help the ones that we do have. It's like an additional boots,
Yeah,
those decks manageable. Yeah, it's certainly not breaking anything. That's for sure. Yep.
Agreed.
All right. Next, I've got more equipment. Inquisitor's Flail, 2 colorless for an equipment that says if equipped creature would deal combat damage, it deals double that damage instead. It also says if another creature would deal combat damage to equipped creature, it deals double damage to that double that damage to equipped creature instead. Equip 2. This is pretty cool, I feel.
So it's pretty gross. I would like it.
Yeah. We don't, once again, it's like I feel like we need more things that enable combat and make the combat decks better. This also helps Voltron decks, like Crackling Drake with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually makes it into a 1-shot.
Sick, right?
Yeah. I'm in.
Dargo? Dargo?
Yeah, Dargo doesn't need that help.
He probably doesn't need it, but it's not the worst. I mean, the floor is you play it and then you just sack it, and it's 0 mana basically, right? Because it's
yeah. I was gonna say 4 mana isn't too bad really for like the double strike.
Pretty high.
Yeah. Well, actually, hold on. What was the power boost?
What's up?
What was the power boost?
Double damage. It's not double damage.
Oh, it was just double damage?
Double damage. Okay. But if you have trample, then it's negligible, right? Dargo doesn't get. All right. Let's see what else is on the list here. Yeah, this is a bunch of equipment basically.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I mean, we do need a boost in equipment. Equipment.
We
something
do. We have
very
sorely lacking good. Yeah, sorely lacking good equipment. Okay, this is another cool card. Trepanation Blade, 3 mana artifact equipment. Whenever equipped creature attacks, defending player reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a land card. The creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn for each card revealed this way. That player puts the revealed cards into their graveyard.
Cards gas.
It's sick, cool. Actually. Equip cost is 2. Yeah. Yeah, pretty cool. Once again, more of these Voltron type cards. Another equipment, Skeleton Key, 1 mana, 1 colorless, 2 to equip it. Equipped creature has Skulk, which means it can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. Whenever the equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Just like little value piece.
Good.
Oh, I would love that on Malcolm.
That would be a great
card. Cool card.
Great card.
And then lastly...
Actually, yeah, I would love that on Caddis too.
Lastly, another pretty cool card, and this one actually is probably, out of all the ones, this is probably the one that I think is most likely going to be downshifted, is the Magnifying Glass. It is... Yeah. Oh, wait, it's already downshifted. Never mind.
It is downshifted.
Take it back.
We got that one.
That's a cool card.
Yeah.
We did it,
boys. A lot of play. We need more. We need more investigation commanders that are actually good.
Yeah, we do.
To see play.
Yeah, just wait until we go back to Ravnica and then we get Loris downshifted to uncommon. Not Loris.
What?
Leon.
I was gonna say, what are you smoking, bro? Loris, what?
All right, I have one last artifact though that I think would be gas, and we want one that we actually really want. It is the Lantern of the Lost. 1 colorless mana for an artifact that says when it enters the battlefield, exile target card from a graveyard, and then 1 colorless and tap it. Exile Lantern of the Lost. Exile all cards from all graveyards, then draw a card. Basically, slightly worse Soul Guide Lantern.
Mm. Yep.
Yeah, but it's a second copy of
Relic.
Of Relic Progenitus.
Yeah. Yeah, cards gas. I definitely agree with that.
Yep.
Well,
more great hate.
Is that all that you have for us today, Rohan? Is that all of them?
A list of like 40 cards that we just went through? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I think those cards were pretty good. I really like the prediction on some of those. I hope, cross our fingers, that we get some of those. And I want that Moon Silver Key so bad. I gotta be brutally honest with you.
Give me Fiend Hunter. Do it.
The joke I think we have for this year, honestly, is like Ashnods decks that can't find Ashnods, right? Like that's kind of like the meme that we have in our format. So any little bit of help, I think, would be absolutely fantastic. But with all that said, thank you for all that. I think
that's actually a pretty good segue to what we believe is going to be good decks in the next coming year, and our tournament predictions for this year.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you want to play this year, Franklin? How about that one? Let's just start off with you. What do you want to play?
I have this cool Simic deck laying on top of my desk right now. I don't know if you've heard it. It's like a partner commander. One of them untaps lands. The other one's is draw cards. So I'll probably be playing Weavers this year for sure. But for new decks,
Weavers.
Mm-hmm. But for new decks, I would like to play like a Ashnods deck that actually finds Ashnods. Probably like Painted Observer, because I keep seeing Duke playing it. His combo list, I think, has gone like 70-something% win rate.
I don't know exact. I know it's high. I don't think it's that high, but I know it's relatively high. He's won quite a bit of games with it for sure.
Yeah, and I remember losing to it at the first time. I was like, holy crap, this is really cool. A Simic deck that's not just untapping lands.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's able to abuse the Brute Scale combo there, right? Like, it's really good because of the proliferate ability on the Tainted Observer, which I think is it's gas, to say the least.
Really sick. Yeah.
Yeah. And for those listening, Team Observer is a Simic commander that costs 1 generic, green and a blue. It's a 2/3 flyer that with Toxic 1 that says whenever another creature you control enters, you may pay 2 generic mana. If you do, proliferate. So you smack everyone once, and then you go through the loop, and everyone dies from toxic damage.
Yep. It's pretty easy peasy.
Yeah, the hardest part is just grabbing grabbing the astronauts and grabbing the brood scale. But you just find them naturally through all the different tutors that you have.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Like, I don't know. I got a few spicy decks and stuff here. Are those all the decks you're gonna be? I mean, are you just gonna try to just keep jamming Weavers this year? It's kind of
I'm
like
just
your
gonna
plan.
keep jamming Weavers, keep jamming Malcolm Kedis, play Gut every once in a while. Every time that we make updates to it, to just test it, and just like whenever there's a new player, just like, all right, cool, here's Gut, because Gut's super fun.
Yeah, yeah. I think there's going to be a lot of decks with combos really coming out to these tournaments now this upcoming year. It's going to be trying to clean house, I think, is pretty much what's going to end up happening. But with that said, what about you, Rahan? You got anything spicy in the works?
Spicy. Yeah, I'm working on an Abdel Hare's list. It's probably ultra cope. It's probably really bad. But like I can't not do it. I committed to it. I ordered over 200 heir apparent proxies.
Oh, holy cow. Tell me it's red. Tell me it's red. Tell me it's Abdel red. Is it red?
It's black.
Is it black?
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Black. Yeah, Abdel black.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's good. It's good Abdel. It's good. Yeah, right.
Okay.
So that is in the works. I don't know if it's actually good. It's probably bad.
No, all you really need to say is this Nadir's Nightblade Flicker Abdel once. Good game.
I hope so. I hope that's how it works. The other deck that I'm putting together right now is Melik.
Look at that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I have, of course, all the cards. I have all the easy cards. I am. Is it Guildmage is dying for his sins to create Melik's rising from the ashes of that unfortunate pile of cards. And other decks that I'm taking apart in 2025 that have died for their sins. Cormella, RIP.
Don't blame you.
Yep.
Yikes.
Yeah, I don't blame you either, dude. I played Cormella for like a month and a half, and I was just like, this is
like
bad.
we said before. Cormella just has like weird issues where like either the mana base gives you problems. Someone already has a Gary in the yard. Someone's just stopping you from comboing because you just can't.
It just doesn't do anything. It has like a ton of control cards. You have a ton of control pieces, but like it doesn't even do that well enough to like get the game to come to a complete halt. Like you can't like there's no stacks, right? So you're not like you can't just be like, all right, I'm going to stacks at the table and at the worst case scenario go for a draw. Like you can't even do that. Like, so what are you doing?
Miserable.
So like you're fishing like for these very specific combo pieces, and you have to choose whether to either keep those in your hand, which you have to build up a bunch of, or keep control pieces in your hand. Can't do both, and then what?
Yeah,
right. You either try and go off, and you don't have enough protection, and you lose, or you stop other people and you lose eventually. You just lose. I don't know. The deck is bad.
Yeah, so here let me break it down a little bit because these are some of the instances that I had. This actually might make it easier for everybody to understand instead of us just being like, oh, "This sucks." Right?
Yeah.
Anytime you try to do the exhume thing, you end up losing to the most ridiculous cards ever. For instance, you lose to anyone having an edict creature in their graveyard because it ends up coming back and messing you up midway through your combo. Which is what the F.
Every single other
every
other black deck has one.
Any mono black deck.
Any mono black deck you feel horrible against, right? Edict creatures, fairy macabres, and gray merchants. Like half the creatures they play you end up losing too. Then
Yep.
we have new cards that have been printed, like Thraben Charm, Siege Smash, like just split second, blow your shit
Yep.
up, right? Like we have all of these
Yep.
cards that are just incidentally in decks now to just hose us. And what ends up happening is you have like, you're like, okay, I have the way to do the combo. Oh, they have a creature in their yard, so now you're fishing to get like one of your graveyard removals, like your spell bomb or something, right? But what ends up happening is now your other opponent puts a Suture Priest in play. So you're like, okay, well now I got to kill that Suture Priest. But then your other opponent ends up playing a Bloodseeker, and you're like, okay, what is happening right now? Everyone has a different card for me to figure out, and you can't beat all three opponents at one time with the same card. So you end up in this like weird, just stuck. You're just like in a puzzle that you can never solve, and it's honestly really frustrating because the deck is like looks so good on paper. It looks so good, and what she does is so unique.
The commander looks incredible, insane on paper, right? The value of the commander looks ridiculous, right?
It does, especially when you get the showcase foil. Then it looks very beautiful on paper.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. And I wanted to make that deck work for so long, but yeah, it's exactly what you were saying, Gator. Like, it feels like a deck that has a lot of silver bullets, and both like for its combo pieces and the rest of the deck. It's just like silver bullets on silver bullets, and it's like everything's very specific, and you're always looking for something specific, which means that you're not looking for this other thing that you need.
Yep.
Yeah, you feel like you're just stuck in every game, and it really feels like you get very behind very fast. Like all these decks that have engines, right? Like are easy to build engines, whether they're in the command zone or the deck, like their commander enables engines that are in the deck. They just start like snowballing their value, and the Cormella deck just never gets to that value snowball, thing. That never happens for the deck, and that's really I feel like in command, not just PDH, but in Commander in 2025, that is critical for any deck to really function well.
Yep. Speaking of critical, let me tell you about the deck that I have been high on forever. And with my most recent variant that I have been playing recently, the deck was like a D and an F tier. That's my Malcolm and Kenneth's list, dude. My Malcolm and Kenneth's list has been doing crap lately. And I had not realized what I did to it until like a few days ago when I was like looking at the deck and I was having a conversation out with the community. And I ended up comparing like a mono black control deck to my Malcolm Kenneth. And I had like twice the amount of removal within that deck. And I was like, why do I have so much removal? I was like, what? I'm not the deck that's I'm trying to win the game. And ironically, in a lot of the games that I've been playing, I always end up drawing removal, and I'm the one removing everything, but I'm never winning the game because I replace winning the game cards with removal cards, like Electrickeries and Breath Weapons and like all these cards. And I cut 2 different pingers, I cut Goblin Matron, I cut a whole bunch of cards that like just go get me combo, and I just win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Enough of that shit. No more. Going back to winning the game. Goblin Matron's back. I'm switching the list up. Deck's going to be good again. That's going to be one of my decks of choice this year. My other deck of choice this year, Ernest Street Urchin, I think is going to be super gas this year. I've been working on a list, and I think I'm there. I think I got it.
Yeah, anyone
right
take a look at the list. Go check out the patron-only channel in our Discord.
Yes, I have it there. I will be talking about there. Any questions, please hit me up. Let me know. I will also be playtesting it. So if you guys want to catch a game, hit us up in our Discord. I'm more than willing to play it. I'm actually going to be getting the proxy cards for it. The last few ones, because I did some recent changes even today on the list. So I got to get those cards tomorrow. And I will be... Oh yeah, jamming it like crazy. But also too, Franklin, I know you have one other list you wanted to talk a little bit about. Only a little bit. We're just going to bring it up here.
Yeah,
you think it's going to be pretty gas
I don't want to
for the new year.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything too much because it's not any of our lists, actually. It's a list of one of our community members' house. He's been jamming a lot of Loyal Inventor.
It's just a mono blue tutor. Mono blue tutor. Mono blue tutor.
You know what? Fine. Let me see if I can remember. It's a mono blue command. It's a mono blue uncommon that says whenever an ETB, search your deck for a artifact. Doesn't have to be an artifact creature or an artifact. That's any artifact. Put it on top of your deck. But if you control an assassin, add it to your hand.
Yep.
And it also has vigilance for whatever reason because it's decided to give like blue vigilance.
Yeah, 2 colorless blue, and it's a 2/3.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very
So it's
card.
an Ashnod's deck that can actually find Ashnod's on turn 3.
Yep. So it's solving a lot of the issues that we have historically with Ashnod's. So it's pretty sick. But yeah, let's not dive too deep in. Actually, you know what? I have one more that's actually in the Patreon as well. That's actually a deck that's going to be yours here soon, Franklin. Val Candlekeep with... I'm actually not going to spoil the background yet because I haven't figured out which one it is. Believe it or not. And I know that sounds crazy to say. It will be a black background. I just don't know.
Between Throne and Agent.
Yeah, one of the agents.
There's a Criminal Pass.
Yes, Criminal Pass also has potential as well. Weirdly enough, I know it's weird. But most likely it's one of the other two, for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. I guess Agent and Throne are the same card.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
No, it's because we call it Agent of the Iron Throne and then Agent of the Shadow Thieves.
Oh, yeah,
so
right.
Thieves and Throne.
Yeah.
But check this one out, you guys. This is our last little tidbit for this episode, but wrap your heads around a Val deck that's using Val to egg and eggs. And you're just going to burn through your whole list with eggs. That's the whole point. You're going to just assemble chromatic stars, spheres, gilded globes, all these different little rocks here and there. And then on one big turn, you're just going to sack them all, draw half your deck, bring them back. You're going to keep generating card advantage by untapping Val through the process, making more and more and more mana. And because you're using Val to pop the eggs, not to cast the eggs. So then you use your other mana to cast the eggs, and then the eggs pay for you casting the new ones because you have all the mana floating from the eggs. And yeah, it's a bit wonky. But
that's actually
somehow we'll win with an approach with the second sun in there, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I have a few different ways to win the game. Actually, what it's been doing in my playtesting so far is that I've been able to cut the normal win conditions the deck has because I end up drawing all of them now instead of not drawing any of them. So I have like the backwards problem. So I got to figure out which ones are the best. And I think I'm down to like 3, which is just good old Capsize, good old, the name is eluding me, the wall that ventures Secret Door. And actually, so technically, the other one would be Agent of the Iron Throne. Because popping all the eggs and doing through my whole deck, I could kill everybody.
Yep.
But I'm not sure. Like, I got to test it more to see where it ends up going. So
yeah, because just making Val bigger naturally helps out with the Val problem, but also killing people just works. Yeah, it's
super easy. You literally start your turn. The way the deck functions is you just like Dizzy Spell. You go get a dive down. You dive down your Val and you start. It's not even difficult. You have Shore Up to untap it. I'm super far in the tank here, guys, so don't make too much fun of me. In fact, if you guys know cards that would be good for this deck, hit us down in the comment section below. But I'm like Hidden Strings. I'm with freaking Shore Ups. Like,
are you playing Reaping the Graves?
I'm not playing Reaping the Graves because I don't have enough creatures. The deck's only on a couple creatures.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like straight artifacts. That's why I've gotten so many artifacts in the deck now. I'm not sure how much.
I mean, Reaping the Graves is it's only creatures. Yeah.
It's only creatures.
Yeah.
It's only creatures. But
shoot.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. It's kind of wonky, but I'm gonna see if I can make it work. We'll definitely be bringing that to a tournament soon, you guys. So do not worry about that one. But with all that said, with our predictions of 2020, you know what? We got another 3 minutes left, you guys. What decks do we think are going to be winning tournaments this year, guys? We cannot go without our predictions on tournament winning decks.
I'm gonna go with a safe bet and go with a Simic Lane and Tapper deck. Should win one of these tournaments.
We'll win at least one tournament.
At least one of them.
How brave of you.
Yeah, how about this one? I'll make it easier. Do you think it's going to be more established style list, or do you think it's going to be more brews?
That's
interesting.
That's an interesting one. Yeah, I mean, with all the newer like CEDH spikier players, I want to assume more established lists make it in because they'll just copy a known list and just win with it.
I'm gonna say in the first half of the year, brews are gonna do surprisingly well because we're gonna get more new players. I think more and even established players who haven't been playing tournaments are gonna be playing more tournaments. Because their scene's just growing. And they're going to be playing their pet decks, the stuff that they've been playing on servers and stuff, but, haven't been really playing a lot of tournaments yet. And then they're going to lose. And then they're going to pivot to Simic Untapper decks.
Oh my God.
And then the second half of the year, we're going to see the top tiers rise again.
Why are you giving away my strategy, bro?
I'm
trying to win with my pet deck of Abdel Blue.
That's that's actually pretty fair. I actually have the similar thought process you. I don't know which one is going to go which order though. I think it's going to be either the way you said it or the opposing way, where it's like everyone is going to bring like the established decks for this year in the beginning of the year, and then they're going to do the brews at the end of the year, the opposite direction. But you know what? I'm going to go the opposite. I think it's going to be the brews are going to be showing up at the end of the year, and the established decks are going to try to win in the beginning of the year. That's my hot take.
I'd say it's going to go like that depending on what we get in the Marvel cards and Final Fantasy cards.
Yes.
You know what? Yeah.
That's going to break everything.
Actually, yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen because we get the Marvel and Final Fantasy cards at the end of the year. So yeah.
And even if those cards are just complete butt, they're complete ass, right? There's going to be so many nerds who just want to play their Final Fantasy and Spider-Man cards so badly that they're going to make the brews anyway.
Yep.
Fine. I will build my Sid vehicle deck.
Franklin's like, I've been seen.
I will build Sid vehicles. Calling it now.
Yeah. Yep. So, well, with that said, you guys, thank you guys so much for being here with us today. And I hope you guys enjoyed our prediction video. And yeah, let's see what happens. My last prediction, last but not least, I think Hair Parents are going to take over at some point this year. That's my hot take. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. But with that said, you guys, thanks again. And Franklin, take us home, my bro.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. If you made it this far, please subscribe to the channel. Please follow us over on Spotify. We're also posting on Blue Sky. We're on TikTok. We're reaching almost 400 followers over on there. If you have any questions you want to ask us, in the comments below, leave down #AskCommonTheory, and we'll answer that question in a future video. And with that, everyone, thank you so much. Have an amazing year. We'll see you back next week.
See you guys.
Thank you for watching. And if you want to support the channel, please subscribe and join the Discord in our link below. And become a member over on our Patreon. Shout out to all of our patrons: Eric, Aaron, Dax, Devin, NYC Burrito, Little Rad Lotad, Frank, Scoob, HZ, William, and Coberman. Thank you for all of your support.